This is going to be a collective message for my earth signs. So I pulled some preliminary cards for the earth signs. We got the Tower, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. You recently experienced something quite catastrophic in your life. It really shook things up for you and kind of, in not a great way. You knew it was supposed to happen eventually, and people around you were kind of telling you, hey, this is like Spirit was speaking through people and trying to get them to tell you that, hey, something is wrong here. And you didn't listen to them for whatever reason. And that's okay. But now this Tower moment has happened. So what now, Spirit? Oh, you learned something from this. Definitely. You've learned to listen to the people around you that you trust. For sure. That they have... Oh, also, I wanted to say, when I was starting this reading, it's funny because you got the Tower. That was your first card. But it's like the sun came out right as I started doing your reading. So that's a really good omen. And it's been completely overcast all day, so it came out of nowhere. So it's really clearing up the air. It's like clearing the air. Everything's finally out in the open. Everybody knows how everybody feels. And this could have just been something that was like blurted out, and now there's no illusions. There's no illusions about how anybody feels in the situation, and nobody can act like they're above anybody anymore. And it's allowing you also to see everyone for who they are and what your next choice of action should be. Yeah, absolutely. You are a little bit conflicted here. You're still conflicted for some reason. Even though you come out as the Queen of Wands and the Magician, you could be very afraid of hurting people's feelings in this situation. Maybe that could have been why you were very hesitant to say anything. Maybe it was you that said something that, you know, it kind of felt like you didn't want to say something, but it kind of came to a point where it's like you had to say something. And it caused a change. It caused a change, and I do feel like you were in the right in saying what it was that you were saying. You made a choice to say something to someone. There could have been a lot of, like, you were keeping a secret because you didn't want, like I said, you didn't want to hurt someone's feelings. And you're going and investing in some other direction now. You're deciding that what it is that you were investing in, maybe it wasn't the right thing. And that's okay. We make mistakes. And that wasn't even a mistake. Spirit's saying it's not a mistake. It was an opportunity to learn something new about yourself that you had to learn. It was an opportunity to learn to no longer have your guard up. Because we got these two cards side by side. 7 of Wands and 9 of Wands. 7-7? Oh, 7-7-7. It's very important for you. You could be seeing that everywhere. This situation was like a release. It was, it released something. Could have released you from some sort of expectation that someone had. on you. Like maybe someone was constantly projecting their insecurities onto you and saying, subconsciously, like acting like you were going to hurt them. And you were like, no, like, trust me, I'm not going to, and because, you know, you're not the type of person to do that. And then, you know, and then there was something that you had to say. You had to be truthful with them about something. And then you felt like you couldn't be, because this person couldn't handle this person could have like a really huge ego. So you just kind of had to say what it was that was on your mind, because it's not fair to you or them to keep your thoughts private. Because then if you keep your thoughts private, then it lets their thoughts run wild on what it is that you're thinking, because, you know, people aren't dumb. Like, they can tell when you're thinking something. And you kind of just chose to do things for your own good. And I think that this was a huge relief to that person too, because they felt deep down that this was inevitable. And now you can both go your own way. And you can both choose to see the situation however you want to see it. One person is going to see it as like an opportunity, and the other person is going to see it as something that hurt them, and then now they have to be defensive for the rest of their lives. And I really do feel like that is them. I don't feel like they really learned anything here. But I do feel like you learned some sort of lesson that you were supposed to learn with this person. That regardless of how somebody feels mysteriously about you, that you have to go with your gut. And if you feel like you're supposed to tell someone something, that you just have to do it. And you have to trust that the people that are for you will allow you to speak your truth, obviously in the way that is considerate of other people. And they'll get on with it, even if they have hurt feelings around it. And those people will stay in your life. And because of the fact that you've had so many tough conversations with them, it'll build the relationship. And the wrong people will fall away. Just like the Tower moment here. It's like, those people that aren't meant to be in your life, because they are misunderstanding and putting a spin on whatever it is that you're saying, they will fall away. Because they're way too complex individuals. Like, they have a really complex inner world that they don't even understand yet. And it's not up to you to cushion that for them. You don't have to become some... There's a specific word that I'm thinking. You don't have to become like some like larger than human force that can read their mind and like understand exactly what they're thinking as a result of whatever you're doing. Like, no. Just no. You shouldn't have to do that with anybody, because that makes me think of like walking on eggshells. Like, you shouldn't have to walk on eggshells in any relationship. And if you're walking on eggshells in a relationship, then it's not a relationship anymore. It's one-sided. Because then that person's needs come over your own. And maybe this is something hard that someone needs to hear. But a relationship where you're walking on eggshells is no longer a relationship. It is, you give up who you are. Because who you are no longer matters. Only the other person matters. And that's why walking on eggshells is not a healthy thing. It isn't something that anybody should be doing. And I think Spirit really wants you to know that was your lesson. And you already know that. Like, you know that lesson now. you know that walking on eggshells is not something that you should be doing. Because that's not the basis of any true relationship of any kind. Whether romantic, platonic, whatever. Business. God, even business, you know? Like, you shouldn't have to, like, be careful of what you're saying because you're in business with somebody, you know? Like, in, like, the sense of, like, you know, beyond professional. Like, obviously, you have to maintain a level of professionalism when you're in business with somebody. But, like, you shouldn't... Nobody wants to deal with somebody like that. And I guarantee you, you're not the first one. So you don't have to feel bad about it. These people just need to go learn their own lessons. So I'm going to pull from the Love Oracle because this one always has some pretty potent messages. What do the people involved in this situation feel like? Because it feels like it's you and someone else. You no longer feel blocked. You got, I am blocked, but it came out upside down. You feel like some sort of release has happened. Like you can finally be yourself, regardless of how this person feels, because it's like you already told them how it is, and you burned that bridge. So it could be like quite literally like you burned a bridge with this person, and this person could be kind of manipulating you, or maybe this is what they did before. They were like, oh, you're the only person that understands me, and like, well, if you leave, then, oh, I'll have no one, and no one will understand me. Well, I think that is a really shitty thing, first off, for anybody to be saying to somebody. Oh, nobody else understands me except for you, like, oh, please don't leave me, like, this is, you know, stuff like that. Like, it's manipulative. That's very emotionally manipulative. It comes from a very wounded place. I get it. It's from, like, a wounded inner child and, like, you know, being afraid of rejection. There are some really crazy storm clouds coming in. Like, I'm saying they're really dark gray. So, maybe this is how it felt being around this person. And you're saying, I can't make you happy. Only you can do that for yourself. There is no way that you can make anybody happy. They have to choose to do that for themselves. And you're realizing it's like they can't rely on you to make themselves happy now. And it's really making you feel powerful. Stepping into this knowing that, you know, that it's up to you to make yourself happy, too. And this is part of one of those things where it's like, one of the things that's going to make you happy is stepping away from this person. Because at this point, this person has just been draining you. It could have been for a very long time. I'm seeing the number 2. Could have been for 2 years. It could have been for half your life. Or that could just be like a general stagnant energy that's been present in your life for a very long time. This could have been even since childhood. You were right. So we have 2 cards here. Very random. This could be for a specific person. Do you hear that? Wow, that's rolling in very quickly. So you could have realized all this stuff very quickly. There could have been someone or a few people that were saying to get away from this person because they were draining you, or maybe they were seeing the effect of this person on your life and they didn't like seeing that. And you could have stayed around. Maybe the sex was really good, or maybe this is just like someone specific. That could be some very specific message, because, you know, not everybody is involved in that way with whoever this is. But that could have also been like you could have stopped doing that with this person, and that might have been one of the things that you were doing leading up to this moment recently, where like you told them the truth because you didn't want to do something that you didn't feel like you wanted to do. I want to pull a few more of these. Very interesting. Ooh. Life without you is hopeless, dark, and depressing. I miss your light. Look, this could be the truth, but it's just, this person was making you their like light bulb. It's like they weren't even treating you like your own person. They were treating you like an object to stare at, to like warm them up at night. They were treating you like a fireplace or something. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a fireplace, you're a separate person, and they have to take care of themselves. You have to take care of yourself. And I can't believe this reading went this way. But yeah, it sounds like you made the right decision with this person. So let me get a healing message, because that's very important. Let's get a healing message. What does my Earth sign collective need to hear right now pertaining to this next part of their life? What do they need to hear? What healing message do you have for them? I felt the need to like take a deep breath there. And yeah, I mean, obviously you can see that there's a huge amount of force here. It's like things are going to be moving very quickly in your life now. Whoa. Okay, well, I mean, you can see that. What healing message do you have for my collective here? I love being outside. This is so awesome. I love that there's like a level of the earth speaking to us that you don't get when you're inside. And a healing message just doesn't want to come out. So you know what? I'm going to pick one from here that calls to me. This one. Let's get this healing message going. So, bounteous. And there are two people and a sun above. Ooh, and hummingbirds. And I was looking at hummingbirds earlier. So hummingbirds are actually a transformation symbol. Generously given relationships coming together. So I do feel like you letting go of this relationship is going to connect you either with yourself deeply, or you could also be calling in the right relationships. So let's see what this one says. I haven't read this one yet. 72. Bounteous. Generously given relationships coming together. When water is present, life is present. It's a gift offered to us and through us, generously offered, bountifully given. We're beginning to wake up to this precious substance we have in our lives and never take it for granted. Clean, running water is a privilege that many in the West fail to appreciate, and it's one that many around the world go without. This card encourages you to appreciate the gifts, bounty, opportunities, and privileges that are in your life, to embrace what you need, but also be generous to others who might not have what you have, to acknowledge and receive the abundance around you, but also to share it, to appreciate the simple things in your life, like running water. Don't hoard what you don't need. Share the plenty that surrounds you and watch as it swells and grows. Move from competition to collaboration. And that makes me think of us moving from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. It's all about moving from competition to collaboration. Rewrite the script of me against you. Welcome the wellspring that eternally bubbles from the deep within. Share what you love freely. So often, life that much more enjoyable when it's shared with others. That's a weird sentence. Where water is, life thrives. Where water flows, things are much more alive. Don't hoard and stagnate. Welcome mutual exchanges. Share what you've been blessed with, and watch as everything around you and within you becomes more and more alive. So, from that, I almost feel like spirit, universe, they're asking you to, next time you like see someone who's been in a similar circumstance, to like open up and give your knowledge to them and be wise with them and work from that like standpoint of like where you used to be when you were in that situation. So you also got a soul inquiry. So how can you appreciate the bounty that's already around you? So have gratitude. And how can you be more generous in your life? So those were your healing messages. Yeah, so overall, it seems like this was a gift, having this happen in your life. And you learned quite a few things from it. And it's now making it so that you can give that gift to other people, of knowing how to speak to somebody who's going through something similar and how to really get to them. Because it's so easy to close off when we have tough things happening to us and like the people around us just like don't understand, because they'll just project this like, oh, that would never happen to me, kind of like pompous, arrogant, egotistical attitude, right? And that doesn't serve anybody. That just makes you seem like, oh, you think you're better than everybody. that really doesn't help anybody. Anyway, that's what I have for you today, Earth signs. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again soon. Have a good day, morning, night, whenever you're watching this reading. Alright, bye! Also, if you like the way I read, I have private readings open for the month of August. So take a look at that, and give me an email if you're looking for a reading. Okay,